Since they were like, go on without, we shall go on. So, our band of adventurers, the Talaria, are in the process of heading to Port Honor. Welcome back, Shadow. In your first day of travel, you had stumbled upon some smugglers who were in the midst of making a dead man's drop. After successfully scaring them off, you had tried to see what contraband they have, discovering several bottles of high-end liquor alongside several counterfeits clearly intended for a future scam. With these new drinks in hand, you decided to continue travelling for the rest of the day, and, in the evening, decided to break out a few of the bottles in a form of celebration almost. Drink and conversation arose, with it starting merry originally, and eventually as the drink flowed becoming a bit more chaotic. Though it ended rather abruptly, with Mev seemingly losing her memory of the day so far. Despite this, you decided to begin your watch as normal, albeit with a slightly amnesiaed Mev and a drunk Fur sleeping off the effects of the drink. And so, you begun your watch, which is where we left off. So, what's the watch order for people?
Havelock is claiming Mev whatever time we choose. Are you back to the living now, sweetie?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, I couldn't hear anyone for a second. Nice,
Right.
okay.
So, a Kreesk will probably be with Mev until she goes to sleep, so I'm guessing he won't be there for the first watch, he'll take second.
Okie dokie. It still doesn't answer the question on who takes the first watch.
Kinling's going to take the first watch, Aki's going to take the second, Havelock and Mev do the third.
Okie dokie. If that is the case, then... Well, Kurz isn't here.
Rip.
Okie dokie. So really, it will depend. It'll depend. I assume then that Fur's probably going to be doing the second watch. In that, okay, all right. If that's the case, is there anything anyone wants to do before the watches, or has everything been sorted enough for you?
Is... I'm thinking. You know, no, I'll wait for this. I'll wait for this. You guys go ahead.
I think... No, Aki's just going to be with, Mev. in the tent looking after her, just making sure she's okay as she drifts off to sleep. So, yeah, Aki won't be doing much until the watches start.
Okie dokie. If that is the case, if you're taking first watch killing, go ahead and make your perception check.
Oh, add +5 as well. I set up the half.
So 17 total. Alright. So you begin your watch, just sort of keeping an eye and an ear out while occasionally looking back at your little history book, as everyone gradually begins to drift off to sleep. It's relatively quiet for the majority of your watch, outside of the occasional sound of the odd owl and the still distant but still close enough sound of waves crashing onto the shore. A little bit before the end of your watch, you do hear, far in the distance, the sound of a wolf howl. But beyond that, nothing directly approaches you. Sure, though you'll have to remind me what the book was about. I know it was like ancient history and all that stuff, but I need to remember if I made any specific...
Lost civilizations and lost magic.
Okay. Let's see if I can link types anything else in regards to it. Probably things to do with lost history, yeah. And lost magic and everything. The chapter that you read is actually of a civilization relatively close to home. It's known as Alexis civilization, named after the city that was found on the island south of Port Embar. It was one of those which were significantly more advanced than current Karmora technology, though it does note that its technology was still less than those located in Ansor. They were predominantly, it seems, a trading civilization. And compared to the wilds of Karmora at the time, were incredibly civilized. It almost feels, with a real comparison, like the Lost Sea of Atlantis, in a way. But in the history book, it does say, as with many civilizations during that time, that it was felled during the dark. But it's believed that the tribes of Karmora are descendants from the Lexus civilization. And that's about roughly what you're able to ascertain reading from the book during your watch. Close. It's a U instead of an I. All righty. So, with the end of your watch, it is Aki and Fur. I'm going to roll a con save to see if Fur wakes up hungover. And you know what I'm going to do with disadvantage, because she drunk a lot. So... Ah! Fur handled her drink. That's surprising. So, Aki eventually kindling sort of shifts the tent flap open to
Yeah. You see, like, when Killing entered the tent, he just sees sort of Aki sat next to a sleeping Mev, like, running his hand, like, up and down, like, up and down on his tattooed arm, like, and just sort of deeply looking at it. Yes, of course. You didn't happen to see or hear anything, did you? Anything I should know about for the next couple of hours? Yes, I now's not the time, but I feel like you and I need to have a tete-a-tete about quite the secrets that book holds. They may be pertinent to both of us. But okay, Owl and a Lupine, should be fine unless the wolves come close to here. What? Wait, which book do you mean? Oh, right. Fair enough. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. Those wolves, see if they get any closer. You get some rest, dear boy. Well done. And Aki will, with a sort of a stretch and a creak, stand up and head to the fire. And what? Hold on. What level is it? Oh, it's only level 1 spell. Great. Okay. So yeah, Aki will just sort of Aki sits down by the fire. He spots that he's he goes to he grabs the chest of tea. There's basically nothing in it, so he just Aki sort of does a tut, and then if whatever Fur's doing now, you should probably see him kind of close his eyes and start sort of mumbling to himself for about a minute or so. And then when he opens his eyes back up again, he sort of says another whisper, but this time looking at a particular patch of earth next to the fire, and a tiny little sort of patch of bramble starts appearing next to him, and sprouting from it are some berries. And Aki takes a handful of the freshly grown berries, plucks them off, sort of crushes puts them in the kettle, crushes them up, and fills it with water and puts the water on the fire.
Alrighty. As you do this, it's basically a couple of minutes after you have started doing all this, Fur eventually joins you at the fire. Her eyes are bleary, and her hair's just a complete mess. She just looks at you, it's like, hey, you got the alchemy jug?
Yes, I do. How do you feel?
She just reaches forward, takes a jug, and just douses herself with whatever's in the jug.
Okay. Aki is going to say, "Hold on, I may have something for your alcohol withdrawal." And Aki lays a hand on Fur's back as she's sort of trying to chug as much water, and is going to cast lesser restoration.
Okay. Because she was able to. Because she made the con save, she isn't hungover. She just seems to be tired.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So yeah, So Aki sort of pulls away and goes, "That doesn't seem that much different."
I'll be fine. Just give me a bit.
Of course, of course. Can I just... Would I be able to do a medicine check on Fur?
Sure.
I'm looking to see sort of... Okay, outside of her, being tired and I guess maybe a bit, not really hungover, but maybe just a bit sort of worse for wear from all her drinking. Can I see any change in her sort of health, her sort of pallor, her disposition, as we're getting further away from as her and Kurz are getting some distance?
Sure. Make a medicine check.
Lovely. It's a 13.
Don't seem to be any physical changes with her.
Okay. Yeah, Aki says, Aki says, that's alright. It seems to be quite a relatively calm evening, just sort of, you're sort of owed a bit of a, given your night, you also have a small luxury of just sitting by the fire and listening to the crash of the waves as they finish their coastward journey. Oh, and drink this. This should help. And Aki will offer her a mug of the good berry tea he was making.
Okie dokie. Yeah, she just takes a cup from me and just sort of she chugs it.
Yeah, I imagine like good berry probably doesn't taste very nice.
Yeah, she finished like chugging it, but you can just see as she's like puts the cup down, her cheeks like bulges out because of all of the just because her liquid she's there like and she just slowly swallows it all before just placing it down.
Oh, it's an old druidic trick to make sort of natural rations out of nothing. They don't taste very nice, but they got good restorative powers and can essentially provide them a bounteous cornucopia of minerals and other things proven positive for one's constitution.
In simple terms,
drink this. It doesn't taste very nice, but it should make you feel better.
right? I've already done part one of that. Okay.
Great. So, how do you feel?
Yeah. I get the feeling you're not just talking about because of how much I drunk, right?
Well, the inebriation is something that the negative symptoms of can be easily rectified. Another malady you may be having is something a bit more esoteric in terms of help. I was one. Now we are growing ever and ever more physically distant from Kaz. I was just wished for a something if you were willing to give any kind of assessment on your well-being now that the miles have grown.
I mean, I'm fine. It's just based on how it's been in the past. It only really kicks in after a few days, so...
Right. And just so we can be of as utmost assistance as possible, what tends to be the sort of first signs and symptoms of, I guess, Kerr's withdrawal, for lack of a better term?
Well, it's not physical, it's all in my head kind of deal.
Right, so it sort of generates like a great pressure, almost like a cacophonous shouting in your mind.
Yeah, kinda.
Turn back and get in as close proximity to Kurz as you possibly can.
Yeah, kinda. It's a pretty decent summary of it, yeah.
Right.
Eventually it'll get to the point where I'll start sleepwalking.
All right. I hope we won't need to be forced to strap you down if that ever comes to it. Although besides, it's a fair distance from Hortona to the Cove. There's not a minute chance that you might not make it back yourself.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mean to either underserve or over imagine the nature of your condition, but as someone who also has can be afflicted with unwelcome noise and shouting and sensation in one's mind, I can't help but sympathize with your plight. Kaz, Fur, sorry.
I mean, yours is nothing like mine, but I guess I appreciate it.
Well, I suppose it's not similar, but it's not dissimilar either. All I'm trying to say, Fur, is you don't necessarily have to feel like you have to suffer through these effects alone. As a member of the Talaria, your problems are frankly our problems. And I'm trying to give you some kind of reassurance and security, knowing that whilst you're on our company, we will do everything we can to make sure nothing deleterious happens to you.
Well, I appreciate that. But that's the entire reason why we're meeting Olivia, ain't it? To sort this.
Of course, but what happens if we go to Olivia and she can't provide the answers?
I'm trying not to think about that.
Yeah. Well, it's something that I'd take a guess and say no one wishes for, but I suppose in a certain level, even if in the most superficial of terms, we maybe have to come up with some kind of plan or systems of work or if the status quo remains the status quo.
Look, at the end of all this, I've seen crazy stuff done with magic. I've seen stuff which you lot have done with magic. I don't expect it to solve all my problems, but at the very least, I assume that if it's possible to make curs invisible, then surely someone like an archmage could figure out a way to make this work. If that doesn't work, I'm not thinking about that right now, because I don't want to think about it.
Understandable. Well, in that case, let's see if we can change the perspective. So, tell me, if, well, I should probably more optimistically say when, Olivia provides us with a solution to the Draconid problem, do you have any idea about what's the first thing you may do as a less restricted woman?
She like starts and stops a few times, just seeming like deep in thought. I mean, I never really had a whole lot to plan because I couldn't. I don't look that far ahead.
Right.
I mean, maybe traveling. After all this, I don't think I'd be content just going back to, just being a hunter. Plus, we don't know how effective this will be on curs. Unless... And I don't think he'd want to just, sit around do nothing. So we have to find something, and maybe venturing's the case. Hells, maybe we could travel somewhere that won't kill a dragon on sight and curs can be himself more.
I believe in terms of ranking criteria of expedition destinations, hospitality to dragons is probably high on the list. In that case, well, if everything goes well in Port Honor, and if we start solving some of the more, perhaps if we get around to solving some of the other mysteries involving myself or Mevelair or Kindling or Havelock, we'll have plenty of time in the itinerary for traveling. Hell, we can travel the seas. We can go to Azar. We can visit the Dragonlands of Northern Ansor. You can come back to my homeland, Naza.
Aren't those last two clear across the world?
I said I thought you wanted to travel. Why not?
Yeah, but start small, gods. Like, I don't know, I'll attend Earth. I mean, Azar's close enough, I guess, but, I'm not ready to just jump clear across the world and, explore there. I don't even know how I'd be like on the ship.
Well, have you ever been in a moving cart or something as a child, and you were focusing on scratching something into the wood of the boards, or flicking dice, or something like that?
Okay, I had to leave my home for Sangan. I am very well aware.
And when you weren't focusing on the travel of the road, you were focusing on the sort of static interior of the car. Did you feel sick?
I don't remember. I was a kid.
Of course. Well, it's the
Well,
the same sort of concept with seasickness.
I mean, I was... It's weird because, you know, goblins age faster.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have been... In goblin years, I would have been like... I don't know. It's really difficult because we tend to use the, the human way of aging.
Right. Yes. And, well, from my knowledge, I think folks such as myself only really live for, on average, maybe a decade or so longer than humans do. So, not too dissimilar. So, right, I'm like, my apologies. Well, I suppose. Well, I suppose let's reach the four corners of the map before we flick through all the pages of the atlas. Then I suppose. Unattended Earth. Tom, would I know anything about the Unattended Earth?
Yeah, it's north of you know a smidge about it. It's north of Karmora, and based on because you do have that book of Karmora, it does mention that the Unattended Earth is predominantly dominated by beast folk. There has been conflict with Karmora in the past, but they have more warm relations with each other. In fact, you had seen the delegate for the Unattended Earth fighting in the tournament in Embar.
Yes. Yeah, Aki says, "Ah, dear." Yes, I don't know too much, I suppose, about the Unattended Earth, but I imagine it can be quite the sight. Hold on. I'm just trying to remember. Did we go to Port Embar before or after Sangan?
Before.
Okay, yeah. Aki says, well, I suppose if you were after the Unattended Earth, it's a crying shame that you hadn't joined our band before. Just before you reached Sangan, we were in Port Embar for the Foundation Day ceremonies, and were witness to the great warriors of the Isle fighting in the tournament. It was quite the sight.
Don't surprise me. I've heard the like to fight, and there goes my dog's barking. Just bear with. I know why he's being arsey. Give a sec.
Sorry. I do know, though, kindling, like, the ritual was described as bringing back, like, all your fucking memories. Like, nothing is left in your head. Like, up to debate. Fucking. Plus, even if it was focusing on a specific thing, it was focusing on specifically her time, like her bond with Kurz, which happened when she was still on the island. So she should remember the island to Sangan now. Like through all the way.
He wanted his brother's bed.
Liar. She's a liar. Okay? Liar, see liar.
Okay.
I know.
So...
Does Aki know that that's from the Unattended Earth?
She's not from the Unattended Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's from like some random small island off the coast.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant by the island. I thought you meant the unattended Earth. Sorry.
No.
Nope.
I mean,
Okay.
she's saying how she's never seen it right now.
I thought that's why you were saying she was lying. I'm sorry.
Fucking no, I'm talking about fucking how she doesn't remember her journey here. Cause she went through the fucking recall ritual, which was about her like bond with Kurz, which she said like was formed on the island before she left.
Right.
So unless she was lying about that originally, like she should remember up to Sangan.
Anyway, Tom, what was Aki and Fer talking about?
Third mentioned how she's heard that the people of Altamira are far fighters, so she isn't surprised that the delegates took part in the
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah. Aki says, yes, they were quite ferocious. It seemed to be more. It seemed to be to the folk of that land. It seems martial prowess is more than just a tool or a necessity of life, but a something more sort of deeply intrinsic to their culture. It was fascinating, but I suppose we can stop by there. Do they tend to have are they known for their sort of hospitality and their sort of sights and their welcomes?
If you go to distant land, yeah.
Okay.
I guess
Is
that's
that
why.
like the... That must be the main... that's the main trading port of the island, isn't it?
I don't know. I just know it's kind of where the Republic goes.
Right, fair enough. And, well, I just hope they don't... No, from what I've read, they still don't hold... They had conflict in the past, but I don't think they hold any more resentment against the Zamahanians, so it should be fine. Anyway, yes, I suppose if we wish. But I suppose outside of wandering for the sake of wandering, is there anything you'd like to do? Anything you always wished you could do, but circumstance put a stopper on it?
I mean, that's what we're doing right now, isn't it?
What was that, sorry, Tom?
She said, well, that's what we're doing now, isn't it?
Well, yes, but there must have been a moment during all of this where you felt sort of the pangs of jealousy, envy, despair at circumstance that comes from not being able to perform an action or experience something you really wish you could. And I was wondering if any such situation came to mind, and if it's something that, with our aid, we may be able to provide for you.
There's a long pause at that. Before Fer just says, I mean, right now I'm more focused on making sure Kurz can not get killed right now. It's kind of not on... Everything else is kind of on my to-do later list.
Alright. Can I read insight into that long pause from Fer?
Sure.
That's a 22.
So, what are you inciting in regards to the long pause?
I'm sort of seeing any change in kind of like her like emotional reading and her body language as she starts thinking about like her past and maybe certain things that she might that she missed, that she feels sorrowful for missing out on, and whether or not she is, despite saying that like I'm only thinking about the future, I'm wondering how much of that is deflection and whether or not like she's saying that. I don't know. I'm basically seeing to see, like getting a read on like if I can read into her like body language and maybe see if I can like see and get a see into her sort of thought pattern as she goes to think about the things she wished she could do.
You can tell that
That makes no
she.
sense.
You can tell that she is telling the truth when she says that having Kurz's issue resolved is top priority.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to like, as she's clearly like thinking of stuff that she's envious of or sorrowful for and such, you get the sense that the long pause is her compiling a list of it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Aki says, of course, but if Olivia is able to help, then it would be my pleasure to help you catch up on lost time.
Thanks, but that's. We've all got problems.
Of course.
And I feel the whole thing with Kurz is me moving myself to the front here, so I'm fine.
Fucking Pete. I know. But it's just Aki being nice and not realizing it. It sounds like flirting. Yeah, Aki says, of course, but that that doesn't mean that just because your that your business is a priority doesn't mean that we're denigrating everyone else to iniquity. We're for here in the Talaria, we look out for everyone. We're a team. We're a crew. We have loyalties to each other. Just because we can focus on one person's issues doesn't mean that we forget about everyone else's. We take care of business as and when it comes. Just so happens that the business right now in Port Honor concerns you. It concerns well, I suppose, and it concerns you. And then whatever may business come up, it could turn up. It could, Havelock and Mevelair. We're going back to one of the pirates. We're going to a famous pirate hotspot, so who knows what business may come up there. Kindling has possibly might be able to open that book of his with the blood elemental. I have some business to take care of my own, and then off we go to the cobbles. Like, just because we're focused on you doesn't mean we're ignoring everyone else there. Your problems and issues are just as important and vital and serious to you as they are to the rest of us. Believe me.
Yeah, but the main thing that I'd probably do after all this is sorted is adventuring, and that's what you're all doing, adventuring.
Well, yes, precisely. The plan after. Yes, we're not going to start down, and we're not going to. Yes, as soon as we're met with Olivia, we aren't going to, settle down and open a nice little a little roadside coaching inn for travelers.
Yeah, so you don't need to worry about, the things that I want not being looked at, because by staying with you guys, that's, you guys are doing what I'd like to do anyway. So,
Well, it's well, it seems then, Fur, you have quite literally found yourself in good company, and hopefully, right where, hopefully, in the midst of people and in circumstance be kind, we can have the most positive outcome for you. And you know, sorry, I need to. 1 second. Simple, frank. Yeah, I can let mumble to himself and goes. Simple, frank, confidence. Don't blather with words. I'm happy that you found us and we found you. It seems like, well, frankly, you're an excellent asset to the Talaria, and we have done, and we'll do everything we can to make your future as blossoming as possible. So, I don't know who we have to thank, or if we have to thank anyone for you finding us and us finding you. Sorry, I'm getting overly sappy and sentimental. Would you like any more good berry tea? How are you feeling?
I'm good,
It
thanks.
it's bitter, but you do get you get used to it. It's a bit of an acquired taste.
I'm good, thanks.
All right, more for me then. And Aki will take another sip and another top up and a swig of good berry tea, and sort of makes it like a bit of like a sour face as he drinks it. But he does like it. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Sorry, this is fucking. So I'm just reading back through the chat.
There's a lot.
I know it's Aki being a prick as usual. Okay, yeah, Aki goes, right, enough blathering. Should we see what's out there then? Kindling did say that there may be, he heard the cry of wolves nearby. We should probably keep an eye on, see if they've got any closer.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Should I roll perception check?
Yes, absolutely.
And is Fer gonna help me?
Jesus
Or?
fucking Christ. Fur might be too fucking pissed at you.
Okay, fair.
Holy
You
shit.
roll with advantage.
You sure?
Yes. Because how the hell is Fur meant to beat Aki's perception?
And then that's +5, so that's 20. And then plus whatever this is. 22.
22, yeah. Only way Fo would have gone that is with the nat 20, I'm pretty sure. If even. No, I don't even think she can even get that. Alrighty. So, the two of you begin your watch. It's relatively quiet to begin with, until you hear again the howl of a wolf. You don't know how far it was when Kindling heard it, but it's relatively close. Not within eyesight, but maybe a handful of miles away.
Okay. What's the range on conjure animals?
As in, like, the summoning range? I'm pretty sure it's like 60 feet.
Well, no. But I was wondering how far can the summon animal get away from me?
I don't think there's a limit.
There is no limit. I just checked. Fuck yeah.
The limit does not exist.
Oh my god. Limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist.
Limit does not exist. Fucking great film. This might be dumb, but Aki sort of goes to Fo and says, see, do you hear the wolves too?
Yeah.
Yeah. A tad too close for comfort. I have an idea. Let me know if you think this is stupid. How about I call upon... how about I call in Dolores and Winston back? And see if 2 large growling bears might be enough to scare the pack off. Make them think that they've stumbled across the territory of a pair of brown bears.
Wolves can, if a wolf pack's big enough, they could just rip into him, but, I mean...
What about 2?
2 might? I don't know. Depends on how starving they are, I guess.
True. Anyway,
I mean, what's the other alternative? If the wolves get here, we just hope they don't see us? Or kill them, yeah. But then, if that's the case, if they still keep coming, then at least we know 2 bears have had to go home.
And suddenly the canopy, and Savaki points to the half sort of protection, and says, should at least keep us hidden and somewhat at bay from noticing us, at least. I guess the only way they'd find us if they blindly wandered into the camp. Or we got unlucky and picked up a scent of ours or something.
I was about to ask, was this like hide sense, or is it just sight?
That's a good point, Tom. It says that it specifically has total cover blocks it, and it gives a +5 to stealth checks.
I'd probably argue it would only apply to sight.
Yeah, Aki says, I don't know, but it's definitely sight it would block. Scent is a different animal, and on the safe side, I fear that I suppose they pick up our scent, then the protection I provide might not keep them at bay. Then in that case, so I have to keep an eye out in case that happens. But they don't seem too far off. No, that's possibly something for. What do you think for what tactics should we take here?
I mean, can... How far can the bears go?
Sorry? Sorry, can you repeat that, Tom?
How far can the bears go?
Well, I suppose... Well, I suppose they can... It's not so much a matter of distance, it's how much I can keep them anchored to this one spot, essentially. So, I can keep them here for about an hour, but it doesn't matter how far away they get from me once they've materialized. The distance is not of any concern, so I suppose if I do summon a big ferocious beast like Dolores or Winston to scare them off, then there's nothing that would stop them from giving chase.
You see for deep in thought for a second. Would... So when you summon them, they're not actually like beasts, right? Or are they?
Well, they take the physical form of beast, but strictly their habitat of origin is well, it's debated, but it's either sort of believed to have some kind of connection to the Feywild. But for all intents and purposes, they are beasts, but perhaps on their infinitesimally small makeup, they are made of different things than flesh and blood animals, but they function and think and act the same.
So it's kind of half and half.
Essentially. I suppose a good way of picturing it is perhaps a simulacrum of a true living being. A flawless simulacrum.
Okay.
But yes, if once they're in our midst, any animal I can summon can travel any distance I can keep the spell's effects up for, which is usually about an hour.
Okay. I think I have an idea then.
All right.
Roughly how long can you hold that spell for?
About an hour at most, yes.
Okay. I have
It can be any reasonable bestial animal you can think of. Nothing like a, it can't be something too vast, like a giant tortoise or a dire wolf or something like that, but a regular wolf. I summon bears, obviously, and, well, and in a manner of sort of mundane beast, essentially.
Okay. Then I have a plan, but it's going to take 10 minutes. After you cast your spell, that is.
You may have as many minutes as you like.
So, whether or not the bears can, beat back the wolves, we're not going to know if they succeed or not, or even if they find them, right?
No, I would have to send them out into the forest and see if they can pick up the scent or follow the howling better than us, and hopefully find them that way.
But I mean, if
guarantee of them finding them, no.
But I mean, if the bears find the wolves and they start fighting, we're not going to know who wins that fight, right?
No, we're not.
Right.
I suppose. Well,
I think I can solve that part.
ahead. What do you intend?
I don't know how to explain it, like with the rest of my stuff, but I think I can do something similar to what you and Havelock can do with, you know, with your bird and with Dawes.
Interesting.
But I'm gonna need 10 minutes to sort of focus.
Then 10 minutes you may have.
Well, I need the bears in front of me first, and I need at least
right.
one of them.
In that case, Aki, you see Aki close. Locum somatic. You see Aki close his eyes and then hold a hand out to like a dark patch of shadow. In the sort of just out of sight and further along, and he starts mumbling in Druidic and then walking out the shadows. You see two familiar-looking brown bears.
I would have thought I'd be used to that with Valkyr, but I guess not. Okay. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. So...
Good evening, friends. Call on your aid once more.
So, Fur is going to cast as a ritual be sent on one of the bears. Because they're your bears, Aki, I will let you decide.
Let's do Dolores.
Dolores, okay. So, 10 minutes go by. And it's just sort of, you see Fur sort of like, just stroke Dolores' coat and such, sort of scratch behind her ears while just almost like muttering various things. You can sort of, just because it's a spellcaster yourself, you can tell there is sort of magic behind it. But it's almost just like she's, talking to it like you would a pet. Until eventually...
Would I be able to, watching it, would I be able to maybe pick upon, maybe what, kind of magic, or what kind of, the source of the magic maybe could be?
You can certainly try. Make an Arcana check.
That's a 9, annoyingly.
9. You're not sure. It's kind of...
Cool.
It's kind of... Seems to be a similar vein of, Fur doesn't know exactly where her magic's coming from. You're not too sure where this magic is coming from.
Got it, okay.
But eventually... she, stops, just pats Dolores on the head a bit more, and it's just like, okay. Closes her eyes, and she opens them again. Her iris is now pure white, almost as if she's completely blind. It's just sort of frowns like, oh god, this is so weird.
And Aki says, I'm guessing Aki probably recognizes the spell that she's done, given the fact that it's also a druid spell.
You know of it, you were taught it, but you've never used it yourself.
Okay, Aki says, oh, yes, Fur, don't worry, don't worry, I'm right here, and Aki will kind of... Are we sat down, or standing up next?
Fur's standing next to Dolores.
Okay, Aki says, all right, don't worry, I know the effects this, what I believe the spell as you've done has.
But I can see you. It's just I can also see me, and this is so weird.
I thought the spell says you're blind and deafened to your surroundings.
Fur is also right next to Dolores, and so are you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, Aki says, well, I mean, soon you will only ever hear and see through Dolores' eyes, not your own. So your perception will leave yourself and go into her. Meaning that, for all intents and purposes, you will be unable to ascertain what is happening where we're standing here at the campfire. Once Dolores is gone.
Okay, if that's the case, and she just sort of like shakily sits down, I'm not moving at all.
All right, don't worry. I was going to offer you to help you guide you back to the campfire, but
Nope, I'm perfectly
All right.
fine sitting here with this.
excellent. Fair enough then. Right. So everything ready for Ursus versus Lupus?
Yeah, if it happens, we'll see.
Right. Right. Dolores, Winston, there are very important tasks for the both of you. If your ears can pick it up as well as ours, there are some wolves in the countryside near our camp. I would like for the both of you, working together, to venture on into the brush, see if you can find them, and do everything you can to scare them away. Ideally, north and westwards would be the best. No, hold on. No. Northwards. Strictly northwards. Or northeastwards. Send them northeastwards. Go find... Okay, clear instructions. Go find the wolves making that racket, and scare them off, making sure they don't run back to us or back to Kurz in the west. Alright? Capital. We're counting on you. If there will be... You need anything else, or bite to eat, you know where to find us. And again, you're doing me and my friends here an immense service, the both of you, and I do not, hold on, what the fuck's the word? Yeah. And I do not missee the service you provide. And Aki will go, what? Well, Godspeed, you two, and we'll sort of and say, right, on your way.
Alright, and with that, the bears bound outward, heading in what you would hope is the right direction. Go ahead and make a perception check for the bears. They have a +3 to their perception.
Okay, so that's just d20 plus 3. Bears. Fuck.
8. Well, that's just one of them. You got the other one too. There's 2 bears.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. And 22.
There we go. Alrighty. So, the both of you just kind of sit there for a while, with giving the occasional update. And by that, most of the time, it's just still running. Still running. I think one of them stopped to scratch up against a tree. Still running. There's some fire ahead.
Oh no.
Like not like a fire, like a torch fire.
Okay.
And it's flailing about. And it's getting closer. And there's 3 people there. Oh shit, the wolves are behind them. Oh, they don't know each other either. They are running from the wolves. Okay, there goes the 3 people. Okay, and the wolves and the bears are fighting now. Okay. God, this is disgusting to look at. I will need to do a bit of rolling, so I would humbly ask that we have our break a little bit early. While I just simulate how this fight goes. So,
I just imagine, like, Aki sat, like, first face just gets, like, ever and ever just more look of absolute horror at what she sees.
There's a lot of confusion, and then when the fighting starts, there is just like a ugh,
Oh,
because it's not like she can close her eyes, you know, for the bear.
yeah. Jesus.
Okay, so if that's the case, then yeah, while I simulate this fight, we'll use that as an opportunity to take our break. All righty. I don't.
Even a certain sort of philosophy, everything in a simulation.
There we go.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Anna,
Hi.
¿qué pasa?
I made raspberry.
Is everyone back?
I think so. Yep.
Are you back?
Oh shit. I was the last person. I'm sorry.
That was fine.
Did
All
I
right.
miss anything?
Nope. We just taken a 10-minute break. So
Okay.
because the bears went in search of wolves. They found wolves, and we took a break when they started fighting. So I had to simulate how that fight went. Okay. So Fo just sort of like sits there. You can see that she's wincing every now and then. We'll give her a contour. It's like, okay, well, the bear I can see is just literally ripped one of the wolves in two, and there goes the other one, just sort of like cutting out. Jeez, is that its leg? And now they're on top of the bear, trying to weigh it down. One's bitten into the arm, been thrown off.
God, I told them to scare it off. What are they doing?
They're okay. Both bears are down on the ground. They're still kicking, still fighting. One's just stabbed right into the neck of the other. She sort of blinks a few times and her eyes are back to normal. Just looks around confused for a second. It's like, I think at least one of your bears is dead.
Well, I wouldn't say dead, just been misplaced, I suppose. In the same way of how, you know, Havelock can call dolls back if and when, even on death. Same situation.
Oh, so there's not going to be any meat for them to eat.
No, it will just fade into dust and starlight.
We better keep an eye out then. Those wolves look really hungry. Silver lining. I think I counted at least 4 of them dead.
Not a silver lining, perhaps. The fight may have wounded some of them, and maybe, hopefully, taken the fight out of them and realized traveling in this direction is more trouble than it's worth.
I don't know. They really wanted those guys that were running.
Did you get a good look at the men who were running?
There were 3 of them. One of them was wounded. Lots of bite marks. So that's something to hope. They look terrified.
They weren't the members of the band who we've just stolen their liquor from, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but, you know, I was far away.
Right. Fair enough. Well then, I guess if they do decide to double down on eating, then it'll be for Havelock and Mevelair if she feels up to it, to whether or not we end up coming to blows.
let's just keep an eye out.
Alright. Anyway, you take a moment to rest and take a breather. I imagine the sort of adrenaline one would feel in a fight, even though you weren't physically there, but your senses were, is probably still coursing through you. So just take a moment to breathe and collect yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'll just go for a little bit of a walk around. Just don't mind me. She like steps up and sort of walks away.
Don't go too far.
I won't.
Like he takes sort of just sort of like just takes a bit of a sigh and then goes back to the campfire to top up his good berry tea.
Mm-hmm. About a minute after Fur goes away, you do hear a noise in the direction of where she went. You just hear a. Ugh. You get the feeling she's thrown up.
Yeah, I just kind of just go, everything all right, Fur?
There's no response. About a minute later, she comes back. It's like, sorry, did you say something?
I can probably see that she's probably been sick. And I can probably see like she's got like bloodshot eyes and.
With your she looks a bit paler.
Yeah, and Aki can hear it and he goes, "Wait, what did Fur just say? Again, sorry."
She said, "Oh, did you say something?" She came back like a minute later.
Would you like a bit more water?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and Aki will sort of just pass her, his water skin. Just goes, "Here you go. Take some from mine."
She drinks some. She does like rinse her mouth out and just sort of spit over to the side, and just drinks normally after that.
Yeah.
Right, well, I guess we keep an eye out now.
Yes, as we do.
Alright. Do you want to do another perception check, or are you settling with what you've got?
What did I get?
Something like a 22.
I got a 15, 20. Yeah, I'll stick with the 22.
Okay. So you continue thinking, keeping a close eye out. You do hear the howls again, closer this time, and in fact, just in the distance, you can see that flame sort of moving in the direction of Port Honor, but not towards you guys. Looks like it's a little to the side. You just kind of both watch it.
I guess because I hadn't seen the flame before, so.
It's clearly someone holding a torch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could just say to Fur, I take it those are the men that or one of the men that Winston Dolores stumbled across.
Unless someone else is running from walls with a torch here. What should we do?
I have an idea. Am I going to use another fucking spell?
I don't know, are you?
Because Akiba says, well, do I get from the sense of, like, the bob of the torch as it moves, the sense of, like, he's wounded or weak or exhausted?
It's definitely... it's hard to tell from this distance.
Okay. Because I think, like, if someone's walking with a torch like that, like, it would be, like, almost like an even rhythm of, like, the torch bouncing up and down.
They are definitely running.
They're, like... They're running, okay. Yeah, Aki says, I suppose it would be. How lucky are we feeling that if they're people fleeing the wolves, that we invite them into the camp for a bit of food and safety, they won't respond to it with, I don't know, dealing us harm. Or... Oh, I suppose I know what we could do. How about, those good berries I gave earlier, they have a wonderful sort of restorative effect on someone's energy levels and things like that. So how about...
Aki, I don't think that's the important thing right now.
Oh,
They're being hunted by wolves. Are we gonna save them, or are we just gonna keep ourselves to ourselves?
how far away are they? Hold on.
About 200, 300 feet.
Okay, where are the wolves?
You can't tell at the moment. But you can at the very least hear, the howling is getting close.
Okay, Tom.
Yes.
As soon as Aki can see the wolves, and their wolves get within 150 feet of where Aki is by the camp, I would like to cast a patch of spike growth right on top of the wolves.
Okay, there is no guarantee that the wolves will be that close.
Okay, because, well, Aki can't... For the half to stay up, he can't leave it. I'm pretty sure, hold on. Let me check the spell quickly.
While you're doing this, first says,
Yeah.
look, just yes or no, are we helping them or not?
Well, all the laws of morality suggest that yes, we help them, but then, will the rest of everyone agree with helping these people, or would
I don't think this matters at this point. She just sort of stands up and just bells at the top of lungs. Hey guys, over here! She actually steps out of the hearth.
Okay, do we fucking hear her shout?
If none of you are hungover, I'd say probably, yeah. She is literally
no
screaming
one's
at the top.
hungover.
Yeah, she is screaming at the top of her lungs.
So it's just okay. Fan-fucking-tastic. Jesus fucking Christ. I just...
What's wrong?
Okay.
Don't
Do
ask
we help them? Do
questions
we
you're
not
not
help
ready to
them?
be yelled at.
Okay.
Oh boy, Aki can't make a decision. What a changing character.
Yep, so...
Okay, so we hear this shit. Mev is definitely gonna jump the fuck up at this sudden shouting. And peek out of her tent. Okay, I don't have my armor. What the fuck is going on?
Nothing, Mevalek. Go back to bed, please.
It's just...
She looks at Fur.
Fur has just lit a torch and it's just sort of waving it towards another torch, you can see in the distance that is starting to approach. She's more focused at, just yelling at the person.
Looks at Aki.
What is going on?
Nothing?
Just... There are some people out in the wilderness who are being attacked by wolves. We're trying to help them, but they'll be fine. We'll be fine. You can get to rest.
She tilts her fucking head at you. That's nothing. I should go back to sleep.
You need your strength and your...
She steps out, and goes over to Fur. How many are there?
She sort of is still waving. She's Free, just there. And she like points over. You can see 3 individuals, one being helped by the other. At this point, they look exhausted. They look terrified, and they look familiar to you, Mev.
Yeah?
Fuck's sake.
You might have some of their things.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
Mev,
Okay, they're not up
Why
front,
shit?
though. Like, they're hidden away. But, yeah, Mev is going to actually run up to meet them.
Okay.
Hey, come on. She's going to...
Thank you so much. Just like, he sort of like hands you the torch, Mev, and helps his friend. The one that's wounded is like pale, and it's clear that he's being dragged at this point. You can see
what is his... What, like, injury does he have? Is it clear to me just from seeing him?
his leg is badly like shredded.
Fuck. We have a healer just up there.
Okay. You can hear the howls a bit more at this point. They're close.
Yeah, Mev, if this guy's bleeding out, it's obvious that the wolves are gonna fucking find them. Mev's gonna run back up. We've got the fight thing coming.
Right. Okay. Fur, you and I can help the wounded. Kindling, Havelock, and Mev, and Mevela, you can handle the wolves, can't you?
There's about six of them.
say you?
Right. Aki, you handle the wounded. Fur, you should, fuck, you have a crossbow, don't you?
Javelin. Oh, wait, no, I have that short bow that Havelock gave us. Shit, do I have arrows? I don't know if I've got javelins. I'll use javelins.
God, for fuck's sake. Okay. I have 16 arrows.
half ignore whatever's going on, and he's gonna go scout.
Yeah,
He's gonna
you
go fast
go
and
ahead
what
and
you
do that. I give Fur 16 arrows, and I will follow them.
All right. The largest of the 3 looks to actually be a Goliath. So like sets him down next to like sets his friend down next to you. Just sort of like looks to him, just sort of sees the rest of you running towards the walls, like stands up, draws his sword, and follows after you guys. Alrighty. So, you guys keep... If that's the case, I gotta alter the map a bit here, because I predicted something, and clearly my prediction was gonna right, but that's fine. Okay, so...
Okay.
It's... So it's Havelock... So it's basically everyone but Aki, yeah?
Yep.
And,
Yeah,
Fucking, I've been singing that song for like a week, Anna.
What song?
Yeah, I know. I've been having it on my Spotify
boys are
playlist
back.
so many times.
Fucking Christ.
it does make me happy, though, because that means I get to use something that, for fur that I've
You
had
get
for
to
a while.
use a fucking character sheet. You get to shoot things with fur for once.
I get to do stuff with fur, but it's also visually as well. Right, and 1 sec, let me just get a token for the Goliath, because he eventually catches up with you guys.
Yeah, don't forget about the hearth, by the way.
He catches
people.
up with Havelock?
Not with Havelock.
I'm guessing he catches up with Mev, because Kindling and Havelock have higher speeds.
Yeah, with Mev and Fur, yeah.
Yeah, Mev gets out her fucking spear, because that's all she can fucking use right now. She looks to the Goliath. Got the name?
Gorus.
Did he say Warus?
Gorus. Gorus.
Goras. Okay.
Gorus.
Can you spell that for me?
Yeah, 1 second. I just need to get his token. Fuck it, that'll do for his token.
God, my AC right now.
There we go. Gorus. I was like Boris, but
Gorus.
with G.
My AC's a fucking 8.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Havelock, if you're looking for the walls, make a perception check.
Character sheet, work with me. Perception. 14.
Okie dokie. Because it's in darkness. It's a clear night, so there is a bit of light here, but it does look perception a bit. But the walls aren't being stealthy. You sort of see them. They've sort of like turn. They're essentially following the blood trail that you're going in reverse on. There are about 6 of them in total. They've got various nicks and cuts on them. But they are charging right towards you, Havelock. What are you doing?
Eldritch Blast twice. First 2 wolves.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and make 2 attack rolls. First one hits, second one misses.
He's tired, it's fine.
They don't have high AC at the very least.
Mm-hmm. So, actually, wait. Nope, never mind. I confused the perception. Both actually missed.
Damn it. Okay.
So what are you doing? You're far out behind the others, and Kindling's still catching up.
I'm gonna start heading back towards Kindling, and I'm gonna shout to him,
Back up.
take him left! And I'm gonna head left.
Okay. So, because of this, I'm just going to move us to a battle map. So, are you getting close back to the rest of the group?
Away from the rest of the group. We're not taking wolves near wounded people.
Yeah, they're going to the left.
Okay. So, what about Firmev and Gorus?
She sees that, like, Kindling and Havelock are splitting to the left, and she, fucking, I hate that question, Kindling. Anyways, she points to Fur. Stay in the middle, shoot from afar. Don't lead them back to camp. She gestures to Gorus. You're with me on the right. We're going to try and split them.
Right. Okay, so...
And, yeah, we will all get closer. Obviously, we will have to follow Havelock for a little bit before we split off, but...
Mm-hmm. So... You guys go there. What's your movement speed again, Kindling? 40. The wolves are keeping pace with Kindling at the very least.
Okay, So they're like, what, 10 feet ahead?
So I'm just gonna put them...
At least.
So I'd say at this point, they are... Gun token. Start working.
Let me just look at this, because I should at least be like 10 feet away from Kindling.
Yeah.
Right up here. Okay. So, like, come on, move your token. Okay, my token does not work. Cool.
That's because I dragged it. One sec. Go ahead and drag the... Because I think it'll work if you drag the token in yourself.
Thank you, roll 20.
Yeah, it's not a...
Alright, there we go. So I should be right here. Everyone else should be with me right here.
Okay, 1 second. I think I see the issue here. 1 sec. I think these wound up on the wrong layer.
Nori.
But that's
Wrong
fine.
layer.
There we go. Okay, so Chorus is here, Fur is here, and if that is the case, it is time to roll for initiative.
Alright.
Kindling.
And then Fur. And then I'll just roll for the... Gonna move all these that layer. And I'll just do 1 for the pack as a whole. Oh, wow. They did not roll very good.
Good. Good for us.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so top of the round, Kinlan, you're up. Alright, so you just sort of like skid into the ground as you just quickly turn and bound right back towards the wolves.
I see you have one. Okay, but imagine if that was the sound that like someone made charging at you.
What about this?
Okay, go ahead and make your attack
They ask you
rolls.
how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get
Jesus.
into it because
Second one hit. Ooh. You just sort of... You essentially baseball back swing as the wolf lunges for you. It hits, and you hear an audible crack as its head just snaps backwards. And it lands hard on its back. It ain't moving. You just one-shot that thing.
Back, bitch. Fucking. So funny.
Alrighty.
I've been making like shitty comments this whole time, and I didn't realize I was muted.
Whoops.
That is a freaking crime. Brand commentary is best.
I can't wait to see the notes.
Fucking.
Okie dokie.
I'm. Oh, no, go ahead.
It's Gorus's turn. He is gonna... he's gonna sort of move near kindling and sort of turn to face the walls. He's gonna hold his action until one gets close, but can you just hear him say, "Come on, you furry bastards." Alright, that's his turn. Mav, you're up.
I love how we said stay in specific directions to split them up. And Kindling and this guy were just like, fuck off. Fucking. Alright.
The
You
two
can go
people
down here.
who have fucking battle strategy backgrounds don't get listened to.
Nope. Why would they listen to these people? Alright.
Kindling, it was simple directions. Go left. Heard.
Summon Valkyr right here.
Okie dokie.
And 2 attacks with Valkyr.
Alrighty. First one hits, second one misses.
Cool. That is 8 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm. It's looking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
No, looking rough, I should say. As Valkyr just sort of like... You see him sort of like slash as if he's using the glaive. But it's not got as long reach, so it goes short. It still gets a good hit onto the wolf's like back leg. He sort of like tumbles and climbs back up again. But as he sort of like stabs forward, what would normally hit misses.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that'll be my turn.
Okay, Havelock, you're up.
Alright, get me closer. Get me here.
Second, where was it again? There.
Here. I'm gonna make a pew at this one and at this one.
Okie dokie.
Cheat. Load! Load!
It's not a Karmora session.
Okay, fuck it. Saving time. I'm just rolling with advantage.
Okay. Both hits. So,
Okay, now you're getting somewhere, Havelock. Thank you.
so the first one does 3 damage and just roll him over d10 for the second. And 7 for that one. Oof. Okay. So you fire the Eldritch Blast. One of them sort of like hits one the leg. The other one sort of like scrapes across its side. The one that got scraped, looking rough.
Free action.
Sure.
I'm gonna shout at these two. I told you go fucking left!
Let's see. Goris doesn't seem to acknowledge it. He's just kind of looking at Valkyr in slight horror.
Oh god, Peach, you brought back the ghost. Traumatized.
Mev doesn't remember.
Okay, it's Fur's turn. She's gonna...
Thought about that too.
and is gonna do 2 attacks with the short bow. Which, why is that not on her? Why is that not on her thing? Here, I will fix that. That has now been fixed. So 2 attacks. She's gonna... well, that's a miss. She's gonna be going for the one that's closest to... and she's gonna try to go for the furthest one. The one that have like first hit. Hey, there we go. And I just need to check one of her abilities because I never use it and I really should be. Where is it? What does Fury of the Small do again? It's Why is it not showing up on her thing? There it is. Equal to your proficiency bonus. Okie dokie. So that is 5 plus that is 8 damage, and that just about does it. So she fires the first arrow at the wolf. It goes very wide. It's just like shit. Aims, fires, and this one it hits just underneath, like just below its collarbone. It sort of like trips, rolls a few times, and is dead. So that is first turn. It is now the wolf's turn. So this one is going for you, Havelock. So it's gonna make an attack. That is a 17 to hit.
That exactly hits me.
Oof. Okay, so
Fuck me up, little wolf. Let's go.
you take 5 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Can.
That is a fail. So the wolf leaps up, latches onto your arm that you're sort of just pulling away after casting Eldritch Blast, and it puts its full weight on you. You stagger backwards and fall, and it's sort of like digging into your arm. You are now prone.
Cool.
This one is gonna shift course and go straight for kindling. That is a 22 to hit. So that is a this one rolled max damage. That is 10 points of piercing damage, reduced down to 5 because you're raging, and you need to make a strength saving throw. I think you get advantage of that because you're raging. Yep, you're fine. It sort of latches on to your shoulder. You sort of like take a step back before you just sort of like you essentially grab it by the scruff of its neck and throw it off you. This wolf is going for Mev.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's a 22 to hit as well.
I have 8 AC right now.
Oof.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't even roll, so that doesn't count. There we go. That. And that. Okay. You take 7 points of piercing damage, and you need to make a strength saving throw.
Alright.
Yeah, you're fine. It's sort of...
Give me 1 second. I just have to look at the status effect on me.
Okay.
Does this require pushing or pulling?
What does, sorry?
Does this require pushing or pulling?
For the strength, it's just keeping your footing. It's more to do with
Okay.
it's to do with your legs more than your.
So I don't have to use my hands.
Yeah, no. Like obviously you do sort of like just shove it off, but that's less of a using hands and just more like throwing your weight to rebalance. So yeah, you don't need to worry about that. This wolf is gonna turn around and go for Valkyr.
Yep.
Because he shares your AC, that hits, so there goes Valkyr.
Fucking pop.
Yep. The wolf just like looks around confused before he just sort of like turns around, looks at you, and is gonna use his movement to get to you, but he's already used his action, so. Alright. That is the wolf's turn. Killing, you're up.
2 wolves, 2 wolves. Fuck them up.
He's just knocked him prone. The whole being on top of Havelock is just for flavor. Like he's not pinned down or anything.
trying to grab my other bagel. There we go.
Enough each, according to some people here, is 2 bagels too much.
2 bagels too many. Freaking. They didn't toast my bagel.
Why didn't they toast your bagel?
I don't know. It says
Wrong
on the
then.
receipt that it's supposed to be toasted, but they obviously did not toast it.
If it makes you feel any better, they didn't toast my muffin when they were supposed to either.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, I got rabies again.
Keep one alive? Why the fuck would we do that?
Okay, so you move over there. It's going to take its opportunity. Nope, that's a miss.
Kindling, I know you love dogs. I know you want to pet the puppy when it's still alive. But we have sheep. We can't bring a wolf home.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
What is with? Link. Yeah, you're right. We don't know your plans. So right now, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, you slam your maul direct, like, overhead swing that bitch and, break its back.
The fuck?
Yeah. It sort of, like, it bounces upwards and it just sort of lies there. Okie dokie. Oh, you're right, because that was just your first attack. You still got another one.
I mean, if you want to keep one alive, maybe you should keep this one alive.
Yeah, that one as well. You just sort of, it comes back. You again hit it, essentially baseball bat swing it. And you just send it spinning. It ain't moving. Yep. Okay. So now Goris's turn. He sort of like looks at Valkyr and looks at Mev, and then he's just like, but... Oh wait, no, Valkyr's not there. It's just because it hasn't faded. It just hasn't faded out. It used to fade out when you move it to a different layer, but it isn't this time for some reason. It's like, oh. Thank you, Mr. Ghost. Just try, and he's gonna 25. So you can do that. He's gonna attack that wolf. That's cocked. There we go.
And I was just like, ghost? What?
Alright. And that is 5 plus... Hey, he actually kills it. That is surprising, given he's only got 1 attack.
I helped.
Yep. Alright. That's, yeah, that's his turn. Mev, you're up.
Mev goes to make a strike on this thing and stops for a moment. Looks across to Kindling. Got the good reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, as long as it's not a long-winded response, and yeah.
Yeah. Mev looks at Kindling and how he is like, he's kind of feral right now. She looks at the wolf. She's gonna make 2 attacks.
Okie dokie.
Oh, those are with advantage, so I'll just...
It's fine. How do you want to do this?
Mev just very quickly spears it in the throat. She looks straight at Kindling.
Okie dokie. You sort of twirl it, almost like you you like place it down as if you're just gonna have it, down into your side. Before you just grab again, stab forward at the wolf. You take it. Before you just quickly pull the spear out.
She looks to Kindling. There are people who are injured right now. Experiments later. Insight.
Is it 12?
12. Is he upset at this choice? Is he angry? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she reaches over to put a hand on his shoulder. There's always going to be more prey, Kindling. She looks a little hesitant, but she nods. She looks to Fern Havelock. Can someone stay with him?
Yeah, I got it.
Right. And Mev will gesture to Goris.
Mhm.
I think that's his name.
Yeah, he's actually moved to where Valkyr was, and he just sort of like kneeled in prayer.
What are you doing?
Oh, I think we pissed off a ghost earlier, but he just came and helped, so I'm giving my thanks.
Mev looks a little confused. She glances to Havelock for some sort of like indication.
Havelock's gonna nod his head. We were a little silly earlier.
That really does not explain it, but I guess it's something. She nods, looks back to Goris. Come on. My companion should be treating your friend right now.
Yeah, right. He sort of like shoots his sword and just sort of begins. He starts running back. He's like, where's the camp gone?
Oh, it's just hidden. It hasn't gone anywhere. Follow me.
All right. So, while this fight was happening, Aki, what were you doing?
Hopefully healing.
Yeah, I was fucking healing people.
So we're on the bench.
Okay, so who was so it was two guys who were brought in, right?
Yeah, so one... so it was three in total. Goris went back out to help with the fight. The other one, who's sort of like a lanky half-elf, is sort of there with you. The wounded one appears to be a human.
Okay. And I goes like... And yeah, Aki just goes like... Right, okay, right, so... We need to set him down. Okay, wolf... Okay, what are the usual effects of a wolf attack? And can Aki will do a can I do a medicine check to check what injuries have been afflicted to the injured man?
Sure, make a medicine check.
Sorry. I do turn to him and say, the half elf, and say, you don't happen to have any medical expertise, do you, outside of my own?
No, none.
All right. Okay. Capital. Well, I might need an extra pair of hands. You just stay there, and Aki will get a 10 in his medicine check.
The man has several bite injuries, but you can see the worst of it is on his left leg. It looks like there's actually like chunks of flesh that have been bitten out, and just several it's bleeding pretty badly.
Yeah, Aki says. Aki just goes. Okay, he's got wounds all over, but that leg looks nasty. I need a spare piece of cloth. You don't happen to have any on you, or a sleeve you don't particularly like?
Havel just quickly just takes off his shirt and just like sort of runches around, pulls out a dagger and just starts like cutting into his shirt. All right, how much do I need? Like how thin? Or is it just just putting it? Oh, why can't I just put the fucking thing on it?
My friend, calm, breathe. What we need is a tourniquet to stop the bleeding in the leg.
Oh, fucking what?
Just cut off the sleeve.
Just cuts off the sleeve and just sort of like hands it over.
Aki says, right, all right. Okay, above the wound, above the first wound, about there, and he sort of wraps the shirt sleeve around the guy's leg, and as tightly as he can ties on the tourniquet, trying to stop the bleeding.
Okie
I imagine this takes like as long as the fight, because we only went through like 2 rounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's over, and then with the little small talk, roughly you guys are just about arriving back.
Yeah. Mev walks in with the new guy.
Yeah. Aki says, okay, the bleeding should the bleeding's abated now to address the rest of the injuries. Right, okay. And Aki kind of, like
Status?
almost alive, injured, but nothing too hideously grievous. And Aki sort of like rubs his hands together, like almost like the two paddles of a defibrillator, and then places his two hands above the guy's sort of mainly above his leg, and casts a what level are we thinking for this? Let's go with the third level cure wounds.
Okay.
Yeah, equal D8, and then D8 plus my spellcasting for 3D8. Okay. Actually, it shouldn't automatically be on this. What healing spirit? Where is it? Healing word? Yes, cure wounds. At level Trez. Bing.
All right. 18 hit points. So you just sort of like, you essentially just like pour the magic in. His leg had still been bleeding even with what you put on, but it does lessen significantly with the cast. You can do a medicine check to see how well that's done for him.
I would love to do a medicine check.
Nova.
And then Aki says, I see you're still standing, but that doesn't mean you didn't pick up some wounds. What, how are you?
I'm...
Me? Like, who is he talking to?
No, I'm talking to the other guy.
Okay, I was gonna say, what the fuck?
I'll be fine. I got a few scratches, but I'm fine. 11 on the medicine check. Well, he's not really at risk of bleeding out anymore.
Rolls.
Okay. In that case, Aki will say, this can also help, and Aki will use, how many dice of Barnabas and McCall have I got? 7. I'll use 3 on, this guy. So 3d6, and he gets 3 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Hold on. As Aki kind of just says, "There, my friend, like, it's like, Aki says, like, it's all going to be alright. The pain will leave you soon." And like, almost as Aki like says that, there almost seems to be like almost like a shimmery sonorousness in like the words he says. And his tattoo like slightly starts to shimmer. 3d6 of it. Hold on.
Mev goes over to them and just leans over to see what Aki's doing. Kind of inspect it herself, but like not really.
Yeah, Aki says that, and then kind of like snaps back to him and goes, Mevela, how goes our lupine situation?
They're all dead. People are cleaning up or processing.
Okay. Any wounds? Any new battle scars for me to have a look at?
Scratches, nothing important. Not like this guy. She gestures.
No, but I've done all I can in the field. It'll still. He won't lose it. Essentially, he should be fine.
Yeah. Mev.
As long as he's not, running on it for the next couple of weeks, he should be okay.
Mev kneels down. To like meet their level. Yeah, that is what they said about Mev's arm. But she looks between the 3 men. Well, I'm Evelair Kaplan. This is the Talaria.
That's, Goris. Don't know if he introduced you during it. Oh, I did. Right, okay. I'm Soaz. And, our, friend here is Torkol.
Torkol.
Doris, Soaz, and Torkel. Good to meet you all. My name is Akrisk.
Right,
I
Chris.
was just thinking that. The people down there will introduce themselves when they return. Have you been out here all night?
Yeah. We were, traveling. And, accidentally ran into a den of wolves.
I'm welcome back.
Yeah, we ran into him and, he sort of swallows hard and he's like, there were actually 4 of us.
4 of you.
Yeah. One didn't make it.
Would you be able and willing in the morning to retrace your steps? We should.
She looks at Aki like... there's this kind of incredulous look on her face.
We need to make sure that, I suppose, his body isn't just left to the scavengers and the carrion.
No, it's better that way.
You say so.
She scrolls over them. They look like pirates, right?
They look like very down on their luck ones, yes.
Yeah.
The only one that has anything good is Torkol. He's got sort of like a elephant jacket, but even then it's very travel worn.
They're messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You part of a crew?
I don't know what you're on about, ma'am.
Don't bullshit me. There's a pirate, aren't you?
You just see so like look over at Goros, who just shrugs. Well, I'm sorry, who are you again?
Mevelair Gatlin of the Nymph's Needle.
His eyes are like widen and his smile just drops.
And I am a priest.
Yeah, I figured. Miss Kaplan,
She stands up.
I wasn't expecting, wait, not exactly, per se. We sort of have we've got a rowboat?
A rowboat.
Yeah, we're smugglers, alright? We're smugglers and we're con men. Wait, hold on. He's not gonna rat us out. He just points to Aki. He's not gonna rat us out, is he?
No,
Well,
he's not.
Right. Okay.
What group?
We're not part of a group.
No organization.
No.
Small time.
No, we're just a bunch of lads who want to try a life of crime, basically. Because
How's that going for you?
well, we had gotten some drinks that fell off a ship. We set up for a con, but because we wanted to let the missing contraband just sort of peter out, we went to dig it somewhere safe, lost it to... Apparently this place is haunted. Lost that, came back, stuff's gone, assume maybe that's a sign that we should not do this. Tried to make our way back to Port Honor. Ran into Den of Wolves. Everand got killed. Torkel hurt. Came here. So overall, good first couple of days and really shitty couple of days now. Well, day, I should say.
Yeah, she nods. Thinks about this. What are you? I'm part of any group prior.
No.
You obviously know who I am.
I mean, we're from Port Honor. The reputation of the Nymph's Needle's pretty big there, along with, others. I was like, what's... Goris, what other groups have we heard of? Oh, Nymph's Needle. Old Gods, another one. Horror stories of... What was that called? The Ruby's Anger or something like that? No, you think of Ruby's Wrath, mate.
She looks very amused at this.
The point is, if you're living a bit rough, you hear, some romantic stories of various pirates around, especially, I don't know if you've been in Port Honor. That's what I'm talking about. Of course you've been in Port Honor a while. You know what it's like there.
I haven't been there in a couple months. Any new developments?
I mean, the Third Fleet arrived there a few weeks back, but left real quick. Something about a stolen ship had sunk a merchant vessel that they've been hunting.
Yeah, we heard that one.
They've been hunting. I mean, they've been hunting the ship. So that's one of the things. Are we talking just general gossip, or are we talking, like, pirate-related?
Let's go with pirate-related.
Okay, I mean, the Old Guard was there a few months back. Before a Third Fleet patrol. Apparently it was heading towards Mirror the Berry. Beyond that, it's been pretty quiet, honestly. I know about a week ago, just a little bit after the Third Fleet left, a ship came in. I think it's looked pretty beat up, honestly. Like it'd been in a storm, but rumours are that it's a new group of pirates.
She thinks about that.
Goris, what was that ship called? I think it was the Bulldog. Which is a ship you know, Mev.
Yeah. Mev definitely knows that group. She clicks her tongue. It's an interesting choice, trying to be smugglers without any contacts. Why didn't you go to Mary LeBerry first?
Look, Goris is a strong lad, but I don't think he can row us all the way over there.
You could always have hopped the ship.
I mean,
Is it just that these people are idiots? Is that the answer?
They don't appear to be the brightest tools in the shed.
Yeah.
Like it is clear from how they act and talk that they have clearly came from a rough upbringing.
Hmm. All right. I can see that you all aren't very experienced in these things. Didn't know what you were getting into.
No, if I knew that I'd have to be dealing with ghosts and wolves, we would not have gone into this.
I mean, yeah, most of the time you're going to be dealing with weird little beasts. Or the fucking Republic. That's a whole monster on its own. She smiles.
That's right, fuck government.
Anarchy.
We're headed over to Port Honor. Why don't you guys travel with us? And, I don't know, we've got a couple of contacts there. Maybe we can get you set.
Wow, just like that? Just, hey, we'll set you up?
If you do me a favor.
See, I had a feeling that was coming.
It isn't a big one. She crosses her arms. I've got something that I need to get to the nymphs. If you could bring it to them, I don't mind setting you up. And it's not contraband.
Okay, is there like some secret password I have to say to anyone in the nymphs, or will they just be fine with me just going onto the ship and be like, "Hey, I've got a message here for Mevalair"?
She takes out a letter, and it's quite thick. For one, I'm going to use a special seal on this. But, she glances at it. I wouldn't hop on the ship, but tell them that Idarner sent it.
Can you say that again? I didn't quite catch that.
Idarner. You want me to spell it?
Yeah, if you can, please. Oh, is that like your like a pirate code name or whatever?
I can see, like, the lights in their eyes.
Yeah, he's got a big smile.
Yeah, she grins. It is, actually. It's my, I don't know, code name in the group.
Right. Okay. So we don't say Mev. We say Idana. Eh?
That's right.
Okay. Idana. I'll get.
We'll remind you before we send you off.
Okay. But I assume is if anyone asks, like, if we're in Port Honor before we set off and they ask, like, hey, have you heard of this person? We would use like Idana instead of Mev, yeah.
You don't tell anyone this unless they are specifically the nymphs.
Right. Got it. I will.
And you can tell by the dragonfly that's placed on their body.
Dragonfly. Okay.
She pulls up her sleeve just to show them.
Ooh. Does everyone get those if they become pirates?
Oh my god.
You can see this guy like Goris is
These
like
people know nothing.
yeah no like
It's so funny.
Soaz clearly has that childlike wonder. Goris, like, he also has it, but he's much more. He's got more control over it. Yeah, he's got more control over it.
Oh, these poor sweet children. I feel so bad for them. This is my fault, and I don't even remember that this is my fault. She. It's specifically to the nymphs, but generally you can tell what kind of pirate someone is by some sort of status symbol on them.
Oh, when I get enough gold, I'm getting me one of them tattoos.
Maybe when you get enough gold, your little group will be big enough to have a symbol of your own.
That's even better.
She looks thoroughly amused. But yeah, we can get you set up, find someone to get you to marry the berry, get you in contact with a couple official smuggling groups.
Could you get us in contact with the jet streams?
Is the jet streams my side or
Yes, your side.
Padlocks?
They are a smuggling / blockade runner.
And they're crow's nest. Yep.
Yep, they're a crow's nest captain. You've met their captain a few times, Captain Von Ren.
I have. I'm very familiar. Yep.
He very much a thrill seeker.
Yeah. She thinks about it. I can get you in contact with my mother, and she could pull a few strings.
Oh shit! Is your mother like really big in the Nymph's Needle?
Sure. Mev's eyes like widen at that because these people know nothing. My mother's the captain.
Oh,
Not only that, but she's part of the crow's nest.
I don't know what that is, but that's awesome.
Alright. You are all going to need lessons in pirate hierarchy.
Oh shit! Have I done something bad? I am so sorry, Miss. At this point, Goris just sort of like puts his hand on Soaz's head and just sort of like points it down. I think he's had too much excitement.
No kidding. You guys take your rest, and you haven't offended me. I think we just need to go over some basics.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't worry, just... We've got the couple bedrolls. Go ahead, use them. Patch yourselves up. She takes out a couple rations. Yeah, that's really what they're doing. Fucking... Eat up, just breathe for now, okay?
He just sort of like heads. Goris just sort of like drags Soaz away. Who's just sort of like, yeah, I mean, Aki will be able to understand what he's saying as well. It's like, what the fuck? I was just trying to be. Yeah, I know. It's fucking awesome, but really, really.
You're embarrassing me.
Really, if you're this excitable, they might say no.
Oh my god.
He says, Aki and Elvish basically just whispers back. I mean, come on, he's practically just met a pirate celebrity out of nowhere. Cut him a break.
Nev looks at Aki. They're very thrilled, aren't they?
They're all so fucking annoying. And that's coming from her Torqual, who's just seemingly came back into consciousness.
You must be Torkel.
Did they fucking tell you my name?
Afraid so,
Yep.
yes. Also, you're welcome for the leg being still on your body.
How are you feeling?
Like someone's ripped my leg off.
And I got close.
Oh, great, even better.
But luckily you found us, and
Do you think the leg's actually going to be salvageable?
as long as nothing else bad happens to it, I think it'll heal in time.
Insight. Because we did this song and dance before.
Go ahead. Yeah, he's pretty confident that with the stuff that he's done to it, tying off with the tourniquet and then casting, pumping lots of magic into it, that if basically he just lets it rest and keeps it clean, his leg will be fine. It'll probably take time to properly heal, but Aki still thinks he'll be fine.
Yeah. Mev looks down at him. How much did you hear? Do I need to reintroduce myself?
What was it? Erdana or something like that? That's about the part where I heard Soaz act like just... Look, hey,
Mev.
nice to meet you. Torkel. Offer my hand to shake it, but, so, like, indicates to his current position.
Of course.
It's okay, my hand's fucked too.
Great. Fucked up limb bodies. And we just met.
We already have so much in common.
I know. Well, clearly you can make use of your busted limb than I can.
Yeah, Aki says.
And I've had a couple more days.
Yes, and Aki says, and my name is Agrees, and you find yourself in the company of the Talaria. Tell you what, I've got something that might help restore your strength. And Aki goes back over to the fire and grabs the kettle of goodberry tea.
He's really trying to peddle that.
I'm trying to get the most out of a spell. Hey, I'm trying to get the most out of a spell I just cast for flavor, okay?
It's like a cantrip.
It's a first level spell, thank you.
but whatever.
I've never heard that one. And do you guys win like a tournament or something?
We did win a tournament over in Port Embar.
Right. Word sort of gets morals the further you go.
She grins and looks at Aki. See, this is what I was talking about. Reputation.
Well, yes, well, it seems that it precedes us.
I hate to tell you, but no one's gonna be giving you a parade when you get in, if you're heading where I think you're heading.
Port Honor.
Yeah,
God.
figured. Yeah.
Oh god, what do they think we've done?
No, it's just they know that there was a tournament over at Embar.
Important.
Yeah, just we were told there was a tournament that happened somewhere up north, and a random group of people, a band of adventurers, won it.
Yeah, she nods. Do you need help sitting up straight?
He just sits himself up. I'm fine.
Good.
Right, that's... The fact that you can even move it is a fantastic sign in itself. Now, Torkel, I say this with the highest level of strictness. You need to do as much as you can to keep your leg clean and rested. Ideally raised as well.
Why?
Otherwise, you will be in danger of it not properly healing. At worst, at best, you may lose the leg. At worst, it will go gangrenous, and the gangrene poison will spread throughout the rest of your body.
Chris.
Look, not for nothing, Chris, and I really do appreciate what you've done, but how the fuck am I gonna do that out here?
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Aki sort of mulls it in his mind and goes, I will think about it in the morning, but I might have a method
He
of
doesn't
transportation.
fucking know. He has no idea.
Nevertheless, please, I have ideas. I may be able to. I'll think about it in the morning, but we may have a solution.
What, are we going to stick him in our imaginary car? Hold his leg up the entire time?
No, Mevela, but you never know. A horse might randomly stumble into the camp that he might be able to ride.
Oh, randomly.
Yes.
You know, those magical, illustrious, wild horses.
I heard they're coming this time of year.
When she talks about magical, illustrious wild horses, Aki fucking stares at her and raises an eyebrow.
Mev knows exactly what you're talking about, but she's also making fun of you. She looks to Torgal with some amusement. See, he gets it.
Right. Now you all must be thoroughly exhausted and deeply starving. What can we get you in terms of libation?
I'll take anything at this point. Just sort of
Yeah, Mev gives him a ration.
He just he just stuffs it in his mouth. And he just
Aki will bring
looks...
over the alchemy jug of fresh water for them to drink.
Oh, yeah, he helps himself to it. At this point, he's looking a lot more sullen, more a bit upset, a bit downtrodden.
Okay. At this point, Aki's going to look to the other two of them and just give them a once-over to see their injuries as well and see how they're holding up.
Mm.
The other two smugglers.
Mm-hmm.
Mev, you can go first.
Okay, I was just saying. The other two, they've got some cuts and bruises and such, but nothing serious.
Okay. Hold on, let me check something. In that case, Aki, when Aki, where is the spell? Well, it's on the court. Yeah, and as Aki gets the water jug, sets down in front of them and says, "There you go, gentlemen. If you need anything else, don't be afraid to ask, and don't worry, you'll be safe here." And when Aki says you'll be safe here, there's almost an extra sonorous sound to it. And Aki will give them each a balm and some cord, one of them.
Okay.
So they both get one temporary hit point.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say Goris gets 6 hit points back. And the other guy's whose name I can't remember, Soaz, gets 4 hit points.
Alright.
On top of the one temporary hit point.
Yeah. Soaz is still sort of... It's clearly adrenaline and just the childlike droid sort of drained happens where he's looking a little bit more fatigued now. He's like, weird people, weird fucking... As Goris just elbows him in his ribs. Thanks.
Weird
right.
people. You're in the presence of pirate royalty, buddy.
Frankly, my friend, you can be in some. You can thank someone and think they're weird. They are mutually exclusive, and you are rather correct, I think, in that assessment.
We are weird as fuck.
All right. So what were you saying then earlier, Mev?
I was going to go over to the border of the Hearth of Light and Shadow, and she'll look down to Kindling and Havelock. You coming back?
Are we that close to camp? I thought we were still out with the wolves.
You're close enough for me to shout. if you guys if the wolves were close enough for her to fucking see before, then yeah.
Yeah, you're about maybe 200, 250 feet away.
The wolves
Good
were like
hunting.
150 feet and then got closer.
Yeah, no, sorry, my mistake there.
So like at most it's like 100 feet.
Yeah.
Bye, Brad.
Oh yeah, I'm able to shout.
We're going hunting. We got more mouths to feed now. We need a bigger dinner.
Hunting?
It's the middle of the
breakfast. Yeah,
it's the middle of the accursed night.
it is. It is the middle of the night. Fucking.
Are you gonna cook for the hurt people?
Well, I
Havelock,
could.
it's the middle of the fucking night. Our watches are in like an hour.
Whatever prey you have in mind will still be there in the morning. Come back to camp.
Plus, you could just drag these fucking wolves.
Precisely. Even though they...
Like, how many wolves do you think I can carry?
If you need help, I can come down.
No, we haven't.
What, do you think I can't carry things?
Maybe one. You're still injured.
Fuck you.
Can
She
Yeah, fuck you
points.
too.
everyone please keep their voice down? It's still the middle of the night, and there could be other wolves out there.
And we handled them just fucking fine.
Havelock's gonna help Kindling balance 3 wolves, and then he's gonna pick up. Havelock could probably carry 3 too.
Okay.
Just bring all of them back.
The three of you do definitely have the strength, but just for funsies, roll a strength check in terms of... Oh no, probably dex in terms of keeping your balance. Or trying to keep the wolves balanced.
I'm not down there.
I know.
Again. Well, you said you 3.
Sorry. Yeah, dex check for Havelock and Kindling.
Again, as
you'll still
they're
get
doing this,
Oh, okay.
Mev just makes a comment of like, what's this with everyone fucking babying right now? What the fuck is happening? Just like muttering. This is the second time tonight that she's been told to like just stay put.
And Aki would just say,
Sorry.
Aki would just say, it's something we can talk about tomorrow when we haven't got guests.
Does Aki say that to her in like a hushed, almost like secret fucking whisper?
Yes.
She side eyes him and looks thoroughly irritated. Just because of what happened last night.
Well, yes. We want to make sure that you're okay, and the best way of assuring that is, well, bed rest.
So something happened last night. And do you think it's some sort of weird memory thing?
Yes. You seem to have accidentally gained a hole in your memory.
She stares at him. Did I tell you to baby me when this happened?
Not directly.
Not directly. I didn't even say that indirectly. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I have been vehemently against it. I think I've made pretty apparent with my personality that I hate being coddled.
I know. But We just
There were people outside injured. One's almost missing a fucking leg, and you're telling me to go back to bed.
because it was something we could have handled on our own, Neverland. It was important to us that you were okay. We were trying to ensure that you were okay.
If I think I'm okay enough to fight, don't I get to make that decision?
I suppose, yes. Well,
Instead of you trying to steamroll me and keep things from me?
you were out of sorts before you went to bed. We had to make sure that you got a good night's sleep to...
What is
Really?
we? Is the rest of the party in on this, or is it just you?
Think back. Okay, this is an out of character think back, just to establish. Was everyone like, yeah, Mev should get some sleep and take the last watch?
No.
No, at
Havelock agreed by the end, but he's never said anything about, like, leaving Mev out of things.
Havelock also specifically said last session when Mev started doing this, don't baby her.
The only one that really, outside of Aki, that really was like, oh yeah, that she should do that was Fur, but that's because she was drunk and thought Mev was drunk.
Yeah.
So technically yes for Fur, but I don't count it.
Fur was incognent.
Drunken girlies are there for the drunken girlies, okay?
Yeah. Aki kind of thinks back and goes, look, I wanted to make sure you're okay. And
Okay, great. I'm fine.
You hadn't met the moments you lost in the days since may return, and I hoped the best chance of that was bed rest and peace and quiet.
I told you that you can't do anything about this. That it isn't your job to even deal with it.
It would have been a perfect idea if I didn't try, Neverland.
Do you think the fucking time to do that is when something serious is going on? When people are severely injured and the camp is about to be attacked?
I suppose in this situation, getting you up was the right choice.
I mean, I told you with this kind of situation to leave it in the hands of Havelock. So you didn't do that, you didn't follow my wishes, and you tried to, like, keep things from me like I was some sort of toddler. I don't fucking appreciate it.
I know. I was just... trying to make sure nothing was lost. I'm sorry.
She stares at him for a long period of time. Just trying to, like, think of what to even say to that.
I acknowledge
Don't. I don't need a speech, Aki. I told you before how to handle this and what I needed, and that it was not your job or your place. You've asked me time and time again what I wanted, and you need to follow it. Actually follow it. Because what is the point of me telling you this if you're not going to?
Alright. I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry. If this happens again, I will fight my urges to do anything. And
You're really looking for the right words, aren't you?
yes, Leveler. Because I flipped up, and frankly, I'm trying to fucking fix it.
She takes a breath.
And outside of fucking promising to do better in the future or becoming an expert in chronomancy, I don't know what I can do.
A Krisk. You spend so much time thinking about what might be the correct thing to say or do.
Because one's actions are important and they are owed that level of consideration.
Have you ever realized how artificial it is?
What do you mean?
You spend so much time planning out how you're going to behave and how you're going to say something. That, you know, for the chance that it might be correct, that it's completely inorganic.
Well, I need to make sure what I do is proper, rational, and correct. Why would I choose to put a foot wrong? Intentionally or otherwise?
Not only does it make you seem insincere, but then people have to wonder if you're doing things because you actually feel that way, or if you think it's the correct thing. I don't mind hearing your genuine opinions about this situation. In fact, it would probably help me more to hear what you actually think so that I can find where this miscommunication is. Instead, you're trying to figure out what will offend me the least. Which actually makes me angrier, funnily enough.
I'm trying my best here.
I didn't say you were.
I'm trying to be more honest. I'm trying to be less constructed, but at the end of the day, I don't know how to be any other way.
What's the first thing on your mind?
Right now,
Yes.
to run away and
To run away.
get on the first boat
Why?
to Naza because I'm scared, nevertheless.
Why are you scared?
Because nevertheless, I'm always scared of the road I have traveled and the road that leads on, and the fact that I may, in fact, I may meet my untimely death out here, and I know so little about this place and its people, and I've tried and tried and tried, and whatever I've done, all I've done is attract ire and frustration and bemusement, and at this point, I am scared that this track will simply lead off a precipice that results in my demise.
And you
I want
are
to get off the road.
amazingly dramatic.
Yes,
This
Neverland, I know.
situation makes you think of that?
All situations make me think of that. Being in this
Why?
continent makes me think of that.
She actually looks kind of amused at this.
What do you mean, why, Neverland?
I mean, why? Something like this isn't going to kill you. It
Neverland,
isn't even
Neverland,
going to.
Neverland, it's not. It's. I don't know what the future holds, and that's what terrifies me. I originally was going to. My plan to deal with our lupine problem near the camp was I summoned Dolores and Winston. I sent them off to find the wolves and try to scare them away.
And then that didn't work.
It didn't work, and
Mm-hmm.
but my plan is I didn't want anyone else in the camp because my first thought was that as soon as they got the chance, they would see we were easy pickings and slit our throats. That's genuinely what I thought.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part?
Aki says, like he said, when the problem came with the people being chased by the wolves towards our camp, I did not want them here in the camp with us. I wanted to have the wolves disappear and them to find their own way back. Because I assumed that if we took them in, they would betray our kindness and slit our throats as we slept.
Phone.
You.
And it's thoughts like that and taking in as many variables in my mind as possible, and I can't help but draw the worst conclusions. And
how does this lead back to me and our talk right now?
That I shouldn't think like that. That I'm wrong and stupid for doing it.
I never said that. Those are your words, not mine. But also, all these things are separate issues. They don't blend into one another. You're just such a doomsayer that you think it all does.
I know, I can't... Look, I...
Are you about to talk my ear off more and give me more reasons as to you're like?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Are you about to talk my ear off more about more reasons why you're like this? She's calling you out.
Well... Probably.
As if I don't understand.
To be fair, I was more going to beseech your kindness to excuse the way I am and take pity on me for it. And I don't know, somehow suggest a way so that I don't see death around every corner, and I don't at all times wish I could be back in the safety and comfort of my home.
Get drunk and get
Well,
in
I
a bar
can't do that
fight.
for you.
He's literally been sitting there the entire time while you guys have been saying that.
She went off to the border. They're at the border.
Well, how quiet are they being?
Aki's being fairly quiet.
They've been hushed.
Okay, forget I said anything.
It's funny. Yeah, they've been hushed the whole time.
I believe my patient's awake. I put a sleeping draft in that tea.
I can't do that for you. Oh, what's wrong with you is, I mean, frankly, out of my pay grade. But you, the way that you view things, your perspective is inherently negative, inherently dramatic, always thinking the worst. I can't stop what you think.
Well, yes, shouldn't you always prepare for the worst? Therefore, if the worst happens, you'll be safe against it, and if it doesn't, then, well, it doesn't.
What's it like living your life in constant fear?
Well, the amount of times we've talked and conversed, and the fact that you've quite literally seen what's inside her, I think you don't need me to tell you that it's not exactly pleasant.
It's terrible. Your nerves are absolutely fried. Sometimes you just need to take a fucking breath and let things go. That's my fucking advice to you.
But then...
Take a risk. See where it goes. Have fun with it. Don't fucking think about it.
But what if things go badly? What if people get hurt?
Some risks are worth taking. Even if people get hurt.
Well,
I took a risk with you.
and we've ended up here.
Yeah, we have. It's shown to be a messy gamble so far. She smiles.
Aki's not. Aki looks sort of despondent and glum. And just goes, well, it's made you into an ersatz babysitter for a neurotic, pampered whatever I am, and well, I just hope that you don't have an over-encumbrance of regret, Mugler.
I hate to tell you this, Anki, but I was already fucking babysitting you. I was babysitting everyone. I knew what I was getting into. In fact, in like the 5 seconds before I kissed you, I frankly thought of all of this. I thought of like the world imploding. That there was a strong chance that something could go wrong. People could get hurt. Havelock could leave or not be my friend anymore.
So then,
You know, the possible death, frankly.
so I mean, taking objectively here. Wait. Which is it? Is it objectively is when you're looking at it like without personal bias, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I guess. Well then, subjectively, if those were the risks and they stacked that high, then why on all the planes did you take it?
Because I was okay with that. Because I said fuck it and things might go horribly wrong, but God, it will have been worth it.
But even the moment, how can you make that prediction with any certainty?
I can't. I can't say that things will go right or go wrong or be worse or better. But I want it to be. So I'm going to try to make sure that it is.
Right then. Wait, sorry, just... Do you mind repeating what you just said? I kind of zoned out for a second, sorry.
How do you zone out at that? This is an important conversation.
I know it is, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, ADHD, leave me alone. Can you repeat the last sentence you said?
She said that she can't guarantee whether, like, it's gonna be as bad as she thought, you know, as good as she thought, but that she's gonna do her damnedest to make sure that it is what she wants out of it.
Okay, then Aki just sort of goes, but you're only one person in a world, a universe with infinitesimal variations playing against you.
And
Do you not consider the odds against that?
if I spent my life worrying about the fucking odds that are stacked against me, of which there are many, as you just said, I wouldn't fucking do anything. I wouldn't have left the nymphs. I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Havelock. We wouldn't have gone to fucking Rephram for any of this. We wouldn't be making our way to fucking Port Honor right now, where I know that there are people fucking looking for me. Fuck.
So,
I wouldn't be going to get help from Olivia right now. If I let the fucking wrists bother me.
well, then let me question the inverse. How do you stop them from bothering you?
I told you a long time ago, when you asked me, what makes you so confident? And I said, I'm not confident. I'm scared out of my fucking mind. And you asked, well, then what makes you go on? And I told you, I fucking fake it. I push through despite it. And I act like nothing fucking bothers me.
Well, I suppose the question should more be, where did you go to get your acting lessons?
I taught myself.
And do you think it would be possible to condense it into something resembling a curriculum? Because
A Krisk.
I don't know how you do it, and fuck, I want to know.
I told you. I can't help you with that.
But then I don't even know where to begin helping myself, madam.
You gotta be the one to decide for yourself that that's what you want to do. That you're going to push past things. That you're not going to focus on the negative, or if you do, that you're going to try and make sure that it doesn't happen.
Can I just check something?
What?
Aki, do I remember anything from Aki and Havelock's conversation before Aki got electrocuted?
You rolled pretty well on your thing. You should know.
Okay. So Aki says, Mevela, if only you were there. There was one time I pretended to be a conquering hero, a mighty champion, someone who wasn't me. And
Yeah.
it was right before the mess in the cave. You know, that resulted in my impromptu trepanation of sorts. I remember Havelock was attempting to extort me for money. More than the one I already owe him and all of the Talaria for the merit of being the Talaria, but he was trying to extort me for more, and
I'm aware.
I said no. I stood up to the man, and I put my foot down, I gritted my teeth, I put on my finest pair of angry eyes, and I told him no.
Okay.
And he acquiesced. He backed off. Until he struck me with lightning, but that's by the by.
So what's the problem?
Well, that it was one of the most physically and mentally draining things I've ever done. Ever.
Yeah. Got to keep practicing.
And I don't know, I can't help but inadvertently draw the dots between that choice of action and what befell me. That if I'd acquiesced and if I wasn't stubborn and headstrong, Havelock might not have attacked me, meaning that I might not have had my freak out, and you wouldn't have felt the need to have a rummage around.
She swallows. What happened to you was a freak fucking turn of events. A series of poor choices on both me and Havelock's part. It has nothing to do with you.
Despite me tipping the first domino.
Havelock would have fucking done something anyways. It's Havelock. In fact, he probably would have done worse if he spotted that weakness in you.
True. That's very true. I suppose at least he hasn't tried since.
I don't know how much that means, considering it's only been a couple days, but... Aki, what you're doing takes practice. A lot of practice and a lot of willpower. You know how hard it is to grit your fucking teeth all the time? It's terrible.
Well, if you do it enough, and if you do it too much and too hard, you end up with a mouthful of gums. No one likes that. You look about 104.
You just need practice. You need to work on building confidence in yourself. These things are things I can't give to you.
Even if every bone in my body says doing that is like building on sand.
Yeah. You keep dancing and you don't stop dancing.
The only problem is I'm a shit dancer, Neverland. Well, actually, I had a decent waltz, actually.
She grins.
Right. I mean, I wasn't the best in my dance class, but I wasn't quite the worst. Now I think about it. But anyway, I'm guessing you didn't mean it literally.
No, definitely not.
So what's the plan going forward then? What do we do?
You mean in general, or what we were talking about?
Both.
We get the fucking part honor and we help these guys. As for what we were talking about. Told you. Can't help you. That is completely you. Though, if we're speaking about the whole babying me thing, fucking stop.
Okay. Alright.
If you're really unsure, ask Havelock. I know you probably don't like to hear that, but...
No. Makes sense, you know what to do.
Why is it that it makes sense?
Well, you two have spent the longest amount of time together. He has good clip more time knowing and experiencing Meverleg Atlan than the rest of us. He just has that head start.
She looks amused.
Can I insight that amused look?
Yeah. And she's about to tell you something.
22.
It is very clear that she thinks that statement is very,
Oh, I lost you. What'd you say? I lost you. What'd you say is very what?
very funny. Like that statement to her seems inherently wrong and ironic.
Okay. Aki kind of picks that up and says, "Oh, I guess there's a difference between knowing Meverlet and knowing Meverlet."
Yeah, there is. Havelock didn't really know anything until the March.
But you've been traveling together for months.
Yeah.
You ran away with him.
Yep.
You trusted each other's lives to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't tell him one of the fundamental tenets of yours.
Yep.
So
What's Aki's face?
you can roll insight.
Fucking.
He's not hiding anything. Man's an open book. Go ahead.
Oof.
Jesus Christ. Aki. Fucking natural 20. You see Aki looks sort of troubled, and you can almost see, like, several, like, emotions in his face. Like, almost like going back and forth between them.
Havelock has had to practically beg me for the position that I am now putting him in. We had so many fights about it.
You didn't let me finish.
Yeah?
You didn't let me finish.
What? Were you saying something?
Yes.
Okay, what were you saying? I did not hear you.
I was trying to describe fucking everything you pick up on a natural 20.
I thought that you were done. I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue.
No, I was saying, like, you see like a load of emotions come across Aki's face, and you sort of mainly get like a combination of like sort of sadness, pity, shock, realization. But there's a teeny tiny little bit of anger in there that you definitely pick up on a natural 20.
Mm-hmm. Does he get angrier as Mev explains?
You see him start to get a little bit angrier, but then he quickly stops himself. It seems he's good at stopping that specific emotion. Like, it's almost literally like,
She is going to call him out, though.
you know how, like, in the military, when like something horrible happens, they often have like okay, I'll put it in a box to deal with later. You know that you know that expression? It's kind of the same thing to Aki. You see Aki kind of like go through a bunch of emotions, a little flash of anger, and then he just like goes back to normal.
Yeah, she's gonna call him out, though. She's gonna say, what are you thinking?
I was thinking how difficult it must be for you to constantly live in fear.
That says something coming from you.
Mevler, I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know. I was so afraid that I didn't trust my best friend.
So you thought the risks of telling Havelock your true nature was not worth it.
Was what?
So you thought the risk and the danger of telling your co-runaway, your best friend, confiding in him, telling him truths about yourself wasn't worth the risk.
I thought that it would make me feel the way I did with the nymphs. And that I did not leave to have that fear brought back upon me.
Can I roll insight?
Sure. What are you inciting?
I'm trying to insight if I can pick up what that fear is.
She has told you so many times.
I know, I'm just double checking. So what is it? In that case. Okay, Aki says... So this was the fear of being a detriment, a burden. Correct?
Yeah.
Mevla, I'm sure you see the danger in that thinking. That if you're with someone and you have certain conditions and predilections to yourself, that can mean that you could potentially be incapacitated for some time, or forget yourself, or literally not be yourself anymore. Then surely if that's clearly stated, demarcated, and identified, steps can be taken to ease the burden. But yet if it's kept secret, then the burden is foisted upon one's shoulders in the blink of an eye, in pitch darkness, without any expectation or preparation. Nicola, I understand your motivation.
But do you think I'm wrong? You can say it. You think I'm wrong.
I think it is ill-advised.
I don't. Because, you know, maybe I was wrong about Havelock. Maybe I should have told him sooner. So that he could do something, could help. But I don't think I was wrong in my fear of being treated as burdensome or being needed to be taken care of. Because you know who proved my fucking point tonight?
Aki just, throughout this
About
whole,
why I don't tell people?
throughout this whole last conversation, Aki sort of eyes go wide and you see him go pale. Throughout this whole sentence, and Aki just sort of, when you ask that question, he just goes, me.
Yeah. I don't want to be fucking pitied and babied. And I've told you that repeatedly. And that's what you did. Because you know my condition.
I... See, this... See, if only I had stopped and thought about my actions and about your wishes and cogently and carefully thought it through instead of just acting on base fears and anxiety and with my gut, I wouldn't be the fulfiller of the prophecy. I should have been more cogent. I should have been better.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad about this.
I know. It's just I did something wrong. Plain and simple. I made a mistake. Now I need to take the necessary steps to make sure the mistake isn't made again. And instead of saying empty promises and platitudes like I always do, actually fucking act on it. And be a better person and grow.
I think you've got a lot more to address than this. I don't think I'm wrong about what I told you about not being overly dramatic, I guess.
I'm very dramatic, I know.
I know you are. Frankly, if you were a bard, you could tell amazing stories. But
You should have met my poetry teacher. He say very silly things.
Aki, I told you my grievances. And now look at me. Am I mad at you?
Insight.
Okay.
19.
She's a little irritated at you. But it doesn't seem like she's like mad about the situation. In fact, she looks kind of amused by it.
Aki kind of reads through her sort of expression, her like body language and what she says. And him being him, he focuses on the most negative bit and he goes, well, I can tell you're furious, yes.
I'm not furious. I'm annoyed that I have to spell these things out for you. But I told you my fucking issue. There's no point in bitching at you for the next 50 fucking years. Told you the problem, pointed it out to you. Now you get to correct it.
Okay.
That's my point with the negative perspective and like the doomsaying. I'm guessing you're a half glass empty kind of guy.
Well, I
Sorry,
mean,
that's a fucking meme.
technically,
Oh,
well, technically, I think if you ask scientists, that they'll say the glass is always full.
I know that you are not analyzing me over metaphors.
I'm trying to be glib here.
I know you are.
Yes, I am. I tend to see them. I don't need to say it, do I? I tend to see the worst in everything. And I see, an adorable kitten, and all I see is the teeth and not the googly eyes.
Great.
That was a weird metaphor. I'm sorry.
Start looking at the taffel.
I feel saying
Different
it is
perspective goes a long way.
never. I feel saying it is infinitesimally easier than actually doing it.
Yeah. No shit. But you can spend all your time bitching about how hard it is. Or you can start trying.
I've been fucking trying. All the time.
You've been whining. She pokes his chest.
Yeah, and Naki kind of like grabs the finger and goes, yeah. Yeah, Naki just goes, like, and playfully back, just goes, and you've been doing nothing but nagging.
That's the best you've got, nagging.
What, you're not... No one likes a nag. You're not grievously wounded? What's going on?
I think I'm quite helpful with my nagging.
Well, yes, you do keep me in check. I'd probably be dead by now if it wasn't for you.
She grins. Are you still, like, holding her hand?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? She just stays there with you? I think you should be thanking me for my nagging.
Haven't I thanked you copious amount of times already over these last few months?
That doesn't stop my ego needing a boost every once in a while.
Evelyn, your ego is so high up in the clouds, it's practically one of the Alliance.
Maybe you should come up here with me. Maybe having a little bit more of an ego might help that different perspective.
Surely there's already a god of neuroses up there, isn't there?
I don't know. I wasn't ever educated in the church.
Fucking hell. Tom,
Yes.
is there kind of like a god of like anxiety and worry and like stress and despair
Bad feelings.
in the and like negative feelings and emotion in the pantheon?
There might be a minor god.
God of awful thoughts.
Pretty much.
I mean, we could just say Gatekeeper is the fucking vibe check goddess. We adopted Skalan into fucking horny god.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And
He's always that.
so yeah, so Aki says, well, I mean, those pirates practically worship the ground you walk on. I suppose you need your first acolytes, don't you?
Is that what you're going to call it? Acolyte?
Oh, sorry. Would you prefer cultists or your coven
Ooh, coven.
or your army of the night? And Aki goes all like
Army of the Night. Am I a night goddess? I always took myself more as the sun. And she moves her hand away, and she actually kind of cups her hands above her head, almost like a sun halo.
Well, yes, but frankly, Army of the Sun doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
She grins. People always see the sun as this bright, positive thing. Brings the day. But, I mean, frankly, she grins.
You also give people sunburn, I suppose.
Things can lurk in the daylight, too. She just has the big smile.
Can I insight that big smile?
Yep.
18.
It looks like she's fucking around.
I know.
I'm tempted to do another whiz save with what they're talking about.
Yeah, I know, right?
Fucking.
Aki kind of like goes up next to her and then goes, well, and it kind of like does the same kind of pose as she does, and then goes, well, I suppose if you're the sun, I must be the those sort of slightly, overcast, drizzly days where all you want to do is just stay inside and read and convivial and enjoy the inside.
Her hands lower a little bit. They're still by her face, but she tilts her head, looks up at you. You're the Earth.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be dirt, really. Can I do a bit better than
The
dirt?
Earth is not dirt. Come on, you're a druid.
Well, it's mostly dirt.
It is not mostly dirt. There's a ton of water. It's teeming with life. It's one of the only places where things can grow and die and change.
So I'm a death god then.
Again, with the negative.
Well, no, but surely if you're a god of change, that must mean you also have. It must also mean you'll have dominion over withering and dying.
You have infinite potential. She nods, as if like that's it. That's what it is.
So I'm not dirt, but clay.
She nods. Clay.
Yeah. Yeah, Naki says, well, I suppose every mound of clay needs one to winnow away at it and work at it. And Naki sort of like looks up to Ned.
She smiles. She doesn't reply. She sets her hands down, looks back to camp. Notices just fucking witch. Sorry.
I imagine that the fucking sun's coming up probably. Like,
Oh
there's, like,
yeah.
crows, like there's probably like roosters going off. Yeah.
And they're cooking and skinning and everything. People are resting.
Okay, yeah. Aki also sort of turns around and looks back to the camp and says, so what do you make of our motley crew then?
The new ones or the old ones?
Sorry?
The new ones or the old ones?
Well, you're intending for our new friends here to stick around for some time?
No, but they count as additions. For the time being.
How's that Goliath? I think he joined you to fight off the wolves.
He dispatched the wolf quite quickly.
Right. An extra offensive combatant, not such a bad thing.
He seems to be the muscle.
No. Well, in that case, then by all knowledge, then surely one of them has to be the brain, but I don't think it's either of them.
If the brain survived, I'm betting it's Torkal.
Probably. Also, I hope you picked up that my plan is I turn into a horse and let Torkal sit on my back.
You think I didn't get that?
Just have to make sure.
Just had to make sure.
Yes, I double check to make sure you thought I hadn't gone mad. Then again, I am a druid, and after all, aren't I suppose? A random horse showing up is not exactly the weirdest thing. Well, they don't know that, but still. I think I'm just... I don't know what they think of me, frankly. But I don't know if I want to know.
Which is you. Just smiling.
Insight.
Mm-hmm.
28. That is a natural 20.
You've seen this face on Mev many, or it's the "that's my idiot" face.
Oh, yay. Okay, that's nice. Aki says, like, Aki sort of looks down at her, sort of looks very, like, sweet and almost, like, very, sort of, like, very, like, sweet eyes, sweet loving eyes, and, says, I bet. I don't know if you're thinking I want this lovable lady to shut up or this lovable lady to stop talking altogether. Or just keep talking forever, sorry.
It can be both.
How could you talk and not talk at the same time?
She bites her lip.
Oh, for fuck's sake, of course you can. I just realised that. Okay.
You just realized what?
Aki sort of, like, jokingly, like, opens eyes wide and, like, stares into you. And then goes, there, I just told you.
Second. God, that's funny. You feel the connection take hold.
Yes, of course, I know you can do this. I meant someone who isn't you. Me, for instance. Because I doubt you got my message, and I tried really hard.
You could always send it again.
Yeah, Aki does. And do I be funny or cute? You know what? We're near the end of the session. Aki says, Aki goes, alright, took a lot out of me last time, but I'll give it one more shot. And Aki kind of does that very, like, jokingly over-dramatized, like, eyes bulging out of his head, trying to, like, stir into you. And, Ak and Mev, all you hear is just, I love you.
She she gives you this big grin.
Insight,
Yep,
22.
22. God damn, the insights. It looks like she isn't saying anything, but she reciprocates.
Yeah, Aki just kind of just goes. It's just 3 words after all. Right. I feel like you probably
Should I insight that?
Yeah, if you like.
Insight.
He's not hiding anything. Aki doesn't really hide anything. 12. Aki's disappointed. Aki just turns and goes, well, we probably spent most of the night just staring at this gloomy shield, so we should probably get back. Haven't you got a watch to do?
Yeah, I do. You got the rest to take.
And Mev?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What did I do?
Well, frankly, at this point, Mev, what didn't you do?
You know what I mean. What am I being thanked for?
For... I mean, I can list it out, but it would literally take me until the sun rose to say it all.
Alright. She shrugs. You're welcome.
Oh, for a second there, I thought he wanted me to just read them all out. I was like, really? That was being more sort of dramatic for oratorical emphasis, but okay. But more specifically, for, I guess, babying me.
I would have done it anyways.
I know. And I suppose still seeing the potential and not have given up.
I take back my, you're welcome.
Oh God. Whatever I unintentionally said, I did not mean it.
I think
Hold
it's
on.
something you shouldn't thank me for.
Hold on. So, no, okay,
Is he panicking now?
yes, he is.
Oh my god.
He goes, okay, so maybe me, so wait, so I said, thank you for not giving up on me, so maybe that was me insulting you, because to even entertain the idea that you would have given up on me.
A Krisk Aventore.
What? I'm sorry. Whatever I did, I'm
This
sorry.
is what I was talking about. Fucking... I don't think it's something that you should thank me for.
Why?
Because it's something that I wanted to do.
we should still be thanked. People willingly give their lives for the benefit of the poor. You think they're not owed thanks?
I think they don't want to be thanked, and I don't either. I think that people that do that do it because they think that it's the right thing to do. It's the natural thing to do.
Do you not think in this case?
I'm telling you, that's what I think.
Oh.
It is the natural instinct for me.
To help.
Yeah.
To help Harlequins be less foolish.
To take care of someone that I love.
I love you too.
She takes a deep breath. Turns away.
Insight.
Alright.
23.
She's embarrassed.
Aki just goes to Mevela and just says, "Why do I take shame in you, Gatlin?"
Why aren't you in bed, Aventore?
You deflect like a crystal mirror, Gatlin. Answer my question.
There is no shame.
Then why did you go beat red and turn away?
Aren't you ever shy?
Not when I have something to not be shy about. And shyness is a fear of judgment, I was always told. And being judged wrongly or pejoratively or negatively in any regard. I didn't feel shame because I knew that I wouldn't be judged negatively for what I said. So no, I didn't feel shame. I said it wholeheartedly and open-heartedly.
I think we have a different perspective of shyness.
Possibly. Well, I suppose that's a territory we'll have to delve together.
At a later time.
One day.
Alrighty. So, as you go to take a rest, can Ling and Havelock finish the cooking that they've got, and Mev and Havelock begin their part of the watch. That's what we're going to call it.
Fucking.
We went 40 minutes over.
Dead inside. Holy fuck.
40 minutes over. Holy shit.
That session had a bit of everything.